This is a video that should get you started on the WCC Math Refresher modules. So right here you'll see a little bit about the Math Refreshment site and a link to the exam practice and the focus practice. So this video will look at the exam practice. This is an actual exam that you can take. It won't count as an official exam for any placement or anything, but it does give you some good practice. So what you can do is read a little bit about the information here. This video will also be posted here as well as the link to the actual practice site. So here's the practice site. You can click down here, or you can also click the shortcut up here if you don't need to read through all the stuff in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And the first thing you'll notice is that you have a student ID number, first name, last name, and then a couple of fields here to select before you get started. So student ID number is just going to be any 9-digit number. Normally you have a student ID. If you don't, you can use something like Social Security or even the first 9 digits of your phone number if you want, anything like that, last 9. But any 9-digit number should go right there. Hopefully it's something that you can remember because you'll be needing that in the future. First name, last name. So I'll go ahead and put in Joe Schmo. He's my default student. And he's going to take the pre-algebra exam. Right now that's the only one available. Hopefully the others will be developed soon in the future. And status, we'll say he is a WCC student. So go ahead and select that and then go ahead and access the diagnostic. So as soon as you access that, you should see something like this pop up. Notice you have a time limit there, 2.5 hours. You can save your questions at the end, but it does not stop the time. So you do need to be able to have a continuous block to be able to take the exam. And then you'll just go ahead and answer some of the questions. So on all of these, find the value of the expression. So here, notice there's a little menu bar that pops up down here that tell you a little bit more about what they're expecting as an answer. So this just says enter a mathematical expression like 5, -3, 2.2, or a calculation like 5/3 to the third, things like that. So really they're just expecting a number. Enter your answer as a number. So if you need any fraction bars or roots or anything like that, you can click the yellow arrow and it'll do a fraction bar, the symbol for an exponent, symbol for a root. So if you need a root, you can just do square root. You probably won't need much of those. The geometry ones, you may need the number pi. There's pi right there, just pi. So if you need a hint on how to enter some stuff, you can go ahead and click that as well. Alright, so we're just going to take a couple of guesses at some of these. So this first one, I'll just put 5, which is probably wrong. If you want to preview it, you can preview. Okay, 5 is 5. So they're just showing you a preview right there. Multiply -4 times -2, so that's going to be 8. Right in lowest terms. Okay, so you can go through and just answer some of these. I don't want to answer all of them. We'll go ahead and do this one too in the fraction section. Let's see, so that'd be 2/12 and 5/12, so it should be 7/12. Notice on the fraction ones especially, it'll say reduce to lowest terms. That means if you enter something that is not in lowest terms, it will count it as wrong. So you do need to make sure your fractions are in lowest terms or reduced terms if that is asked for. Alright. Again, some of the preview buttons are just to show you, what your answer looks like. It doesn't necessarily tell you if it's right or wrong. So go ahead and go down to some of these. Round 0.703 the nearest hundredth, so that should be 0.70. Write the decimals in order, and you can keep going. So we're not going to do all these. Alright, a few geometry questions down here. And then at the bottom, you'll have two buttons, either submit or save answers. If you need to come back, you need to take like a 20-minute break or something, then come back, you can hit save answers. Or if you think your computer might crash or something, you can hit save answers. Otherwise, you'll probably want to hit submit if you've answered all the questions that you can. So I'll go ahead and hit submit. Tells me they're not all answered. I know that, so that's okay. Alright, and then it'll give you this page. Be sure that you either record what you need to off of this page or print this page. This gives you the breakdown of the question categories that you can use in the more focused practice area. So right here it says I got 1 out of 1 on using negative numbers, 0 out of 1 on order of operations, only 1 out of 4 on adding and subtracting fractions. So most of the other ones I didn't get. Ordering and conversion, 1 out of 2. So you can sort of use that as a guide as to how you're doing on some of these problems. Notice some of these only have one question. There are a lot more questions in the more focused practice area. Alright, so you can go ahead and take a look at those there also. And then you can choose to exit, or if you like, you can also choose to reattempt the test. So this will just allow you to reattempt the entire test. You'll get new questions that are similar to the old ones, but not exactly the same as the old ones. So if you want to reattempt the test, you can do that. Here's a whole new one. Notice that multiply is now a different problem. So all the problems are slightly different, but definitely along the same lines. So hopefully this will help you get ready for the actual exam and placement test, and give you a little bit better feedback on what you remember and what you don't. If you have any questions, be sure to respond to the blog page that you saw at the beginning of this video.